What's up, guys? WWE fan Talkshow here. Today I am bringing you guys my 2019 Royal Rumble predictions. As you can see, I have the Cruiserweight Championship right here, and that is because the first match on the card, actually I have paper here so I can remember the matches. The first match on the card is a kickoff show, so I'm going to have to get there early. Just a reminder, guys, I actually am heading out to Phoenix, Arizona on Saturday, and then I will be there on Sunday for the Royal Rumble. But yeah, the first match is Buddy Murphy, who's the current Cruiserweight Champion, versus Kalisto, Akira Tozawa, and Hideo Itami. And to me, this just seems super predictable. I know that Buddy Murphy's going to pick up the win. There's no doubt about it. I don't see him losing to Kalisto, Akira Tozawa, or Hideo Itami. The one closest I could see winning the Cruiserweight Championship is Hideo Itami, but other than that, I think Buddy Murphy is just going to retain. So the next match on the kickoff show is Rusev, the current United States Champion, versus former United States Champion Shinsuke Nakamura. And I feel like a lot of matches on this card, other than the Royal Rumble, are very predictable. Just the matchups, I don't really know why. It just seems like very predictable. They could end up fooling us, though, and end up having a new champion or something. But I really believe that Rusev is going to retain on this one. He just won the United States Championship, and I don't see Shinsuke Nakamura having another run with the United States title, because his run with the United States title was very pointless and boring, and I even forgot who the United States Champion was at the time. And what sucks is that WWE put the United States Championship on Rusev when the Rusev Day gimmick wasn't as high as it was back at like WrestleMania 34 or whatever, when he should have won the United States Championship. But anyways, guys, my prediction to retain the United States title is Rusev. So the next matchup at the Royal Rumble is the Bar, the current SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions, versus The Miz and Shane McMahon. Who saw The Miz and Shane McMahon becoming a tag team? I certainly did not. I see where they're trying to go with their storyline. I just cannot, predict what's going to happen next. Most people think that it's going to, turn into a feud between The Miz and Shane McMahon. And I see that. I know that that's going to happen for WrestleMania. Number one, I have two predictions. The first one is that Shane McMahon and The Miz win the Tag Team Championships clean after Royal Rumble. I definitely see that one happening. And then later on, they have a title match against The Bar again, and Shane McMahon turns on The Miz and helps The Bar win. Either that or The Bar can just straight up freaking win at the Royal Rumble because of Shane McMahon's interference. Either way, I feel like Shane McMahon's going to turn on The Miz one way or another. But I do feel like The Miz and Shane McMahon are going to pick up the win and become the new SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. And then we have the next match, which is the SmackDown Women's Championship match. As you can see, the leather on this belt is just atrocious. Look at that. It doesn't even bend down. I mean, it's still a good belt, though. Maybe if the plates were heavier, the leather would bend better. But yeah, we have Asuka, the current champion, versus Becky Lynch. I think everybody's going to predict Asuka on this one. I want Asuka to win. I do not want Becky Lynch to be champion again. Maybe Raw Women's Champion, but I just don't see where she's going to go anymore in SmackDown. She's pretty much done everything she could and had all the storylines she could have. So I think she's going to move to Raw. I'll get into that later in the video. But to retain the championship is Asuka. Then we have the Raw Women's Championship match between the current champion, Ronda Rousey, and Sasha Banks. This one is the most predictable match of the night, in my opinion. I don't see Ronda Rousey losing or getting pinned by Sasha Banks. I do know that this is going to be a very good match. I just feel like the matchup is very interesting. And judging from the tag team this past week on Monday Night Raw, this match is going to be good. It seems like Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks work good together, and I think that it's going to be a good match. But obviously, Ronda Rousey is going to retain and possibly headline WrestleMania. And then we have the WWE Championship match, and surprisingly, not a lot of people are excited for this match. I'm not excited for the match itself, just because we've already seen Danny Bryan versus AJ Styles. Well, let's name them off. First off, we had the night after WrestleMania, I believe. It was Danny Bryan versus AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. And Shinsuke Nakamura ruined the match or pulled Danny Bryan out. I don't remember what happened with that. And then they had another match. Danny Bryan tapped up to AJ Styles. Then they had another match. And then Danny Bryan beat AJ for the championship. And then they had another match at TLC. And then now they're having another match. And I think that's like 5 or 6 matches that they've already had. So what new can they do? I'm not quite sure. For some reason, WWE has been doing that a lot lately. Like with the championship, like they have the title defended like 4 times with the same opponent, or it's crazy. Like, it happened with Samoa Joe, happened with Shinsuke Nakamura, and now it's happening with AJ and Daniel Bryan. So I don't really know what's going on there. I do know that that Daniel Bryan is going to win is going to retain the championship. I don't see AJ Styles regaining the championship. I don't see it happening. I don't necessarily want it to happen either, just because there's really like nothing left. Like, what is AJ going to do as WWE Champion again? He's faced everybody on SmackDown for the most part, other than like Rey Mysterio and Andrade Cien Almas. But he did fight him in like one-on-one match. But my point is that there's going to be nothing new if AJ wins the championship again. That's why he's not champion right now. There was a rumor going around that AJ wanted to drop the championship because he wanted a smaller schedule. He didn't want the pressure of being a champion or something like that. I heard that online. But yeah, that's why I feel like Daniel Bryan is going to retain the championship. Also, I have a wild theory. Everybody's like thinking that it's going to be AJ versus Randy Orton. I don't know if you guys have heard that, but I've heard that it's going to be AJ versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. One cool way to end this match without AJ losing is AJ goes for the Phenomenal Forearm, is about to hit it. Randy Orton, for no apparent reason, just RKOs him midair, maybe starting up their feud right there. I don't know why he would do that, but he has been having these random feuds with Jeff Hardy and Rey Mysterio and all those guys and brutalizing him. And I think it would be probably the best one with Randy Orton with AJ Styles. I think that would be a brutal match, and I think it would be very cool. But yeah, I feel like Daniel Bryan's going to pick up the win and possibly have AJ Styles versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. And then the last title match on the Royal Rumble card is the Universal Championship match, and I am the most excited for this match. Like, before, I was like, this match just was going to be crap with Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar 50th millionth time, and obviously have Braun Strowman lose to Brock Lesnar. But then they changed it up and had Braun Strowman lose his opportunity against Brock Lesnar. I'm sure you guys have all read this all over the internet and YouTube and all that great stuff. But yeah, obviously it's going to be Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Finn Balor won the opportunity. He's been getting a pretty decent push lately. Even if he doesn't win the championship, I'm still going to be happy that they even gave him the opportunity to become a Universal Champion. I do feel that if Finn Balor does not win the Universal Championship, he will go to WrestleMania and somehow win the Intercontinental Championship. I just feel like that's something that could happen, something I hope happens. But I really hope that Finn Balor does win the Universal Championship. It's long overdue that he becomes Universal Champion again. In fact, he was only Universal Champion for 24 hours. That was ridiculous and just a horrible way to be the first ever Universal Champion. But I don't know, like, a lot of people think that the Demon is not going to come out at Royal Rumble. He definitely could come out. He definitely could come out at the Royal Rumble with the Demon gimmick and all that. But if he does come out with the Demon gimmick, he should win. Just because they should save the Demon and they should protect him from being beaten by Brock Lesnar, if that makes any sense. Protect the character. But if it's just the ordinary Finn Balor, the regular Finn Balor, then I could see him being beat. The only way I could see Finn Balor winning is either if he's the Demon, or if, this is my prediction, I'm just going to run with this prediction right here, just because I'm super confident in it. They just had Braun Strowman versus Finn Balor on Monday Night Raw, which was a pretty interesting match. Same with Brock Lesnar getting involved and all that. That was very awesome. And Finn Balor was literally this close to beating Braun Strowman. I could see this happening. I could see Brock Lesnar starting the match, maybe Finn Balor getting a little offense in. Brock Lesnar takes Finn to Suplex City, just suplex after suplex after suplex. Eventually, the ref maybe gets knocked out from an F5. I'm not sure they did that with the Daniel Bryan match. And then all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar's looking down at the ref. What the heck? Braun Strowman runs through the crowd, comes in, power slam to Brock Lesnar. Power slam again, power slam again, power slam again. And then just a bunch of power slams like he usually does to Brock. Takes him out of the ring, power slams him through the freaking table. Brock is just KO'd. He's done. He gets thrown back in the ring. Balor's climbing up to the top. Coup de grace, 1, 2, 3. That is the only way I can see Finn Balor winning. And that is a very possible way. I kind of hope this is going to happen. So that's my prediction. I'm just going to say Finn Balor wins this one just because I want him to win. And that sounds like a good way for him winning. Or it sounds like a realistic way for him winning. So I'm going to go with Finn Balor to become a 2-time Universal Champion. Then we have the second to last match of the night, the 30 Women Royal Rumble match. And surprisingly, I'm not that interested in this match. Last year, there was so much hype for it just because it was the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. But this year, there's nothing really special to it. We all know that it's either going to be Becky Lynch or Charlotte that wins the match. And maybe they'll swerve us, I'm not sure. But even then, even if they add Lita, even if they have Trish Stratus, even if they add all that stuff, it's still not going to add up to the momentum it had last year. And that's why I hope it does not main event the Royal Rumble, just because it might be more of a, to me, it'll be a letdown. I do want to have the Men's Royal Rumble go on last just because there's so much more hype and mystery and just all this stuff going into that match. There's so many predictions and stuff that people have for the Men's Royal Rumble, and I think that one should go last. Just because there isn't as much hype for the 30 women Royal Rumble match. But as for the women Royal Rumble match, it is possible that the women could main event WrestleMania. I'm not quite sure what they're going to do with that. That's what everybody's saying. But if they do go with Becky Lynch or Charlotte, I don't think it's going to be one or the other. I, for a fact, believe it's going to be both of them. If you remember back, I forget what Royal Rumble it was. I believe it was Bret Hart and the British Bulldog threw both of each other out of the ring. They landed both on the floor, and I think they both went on to WrestleMania. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but I definitely feel like that's what's going to happen. I don't think they're going to pull a John Cena and Batista, restart the match. I believe that Charlotte and Becky are going to throw each other out of the ring at the same time, and then that way it'll be a triple threat against Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. So my prediction for the Women's Royal Rumble match is going to be Charlotte and Becky Lynch. So the final match of the 2019 Royal Rumble is the 30-man over-the-top Royal Rumble. There's a lot of good names going out there like Batista and Kenny Omega that could possibly enter in the Royal Rumble. I do see Batista returning more so than Kenny Omega making his debut. As much as I want Kenny Omega to make his debut and be in WWE, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm very confused with that. I do see it happening, somewhat happening. I'm not quite sure. I think everybody's pretty confused on it. I don't think anybody has a 100% answer where Kenny Omega is going to go, what business or AEW or WWE or any company like that. I'm not sure. But I do believe that Seth Rollins is going to pick up the win in this one. Either Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre. I'm going to stick with those two. Mostly leaning towards Seth Rollins just because that's what everybody's predicting. And I do believe he's going to go on to WrestleMania and face Brock Lesnar and hopefully slay the Beast and become the Beast Slayer and Universal Champion and kind of take Roman's place for now and become the face of WWE. And the guy they're going to push and all that good stuff until Roman returns. But yeah, I definitely believe that Seth Rollins should go to WrestleMania. He definitely should win the Royal Rumble out of all the guys. I definitely can see them putting Braun Strowman in and kind of trolling us, maybe having him win. But I'm going to go with Seth Rollins just because that's what everybody's predicting. But that is it for this video. Make sure to leave your predictions in the comments down below. As always, thanks for watching, guys. WWE Fan Talk Show.